All right, dudes, we're back. We had a little bit of I had a little bit of a technical issue. By the way, I saved here at the end of the last episode. When I came back, I hadn't gone and swum. I haven't swum to get the Nikita, but I went and got it again, and I triggered the Soliton. So we've got a map down here. If we want to catch up on where we're going next and what we're doing, if you maybe it's been a day or two, we're going to check with the colonel. He'll give us a reminder of what to do. It's kind of a handy trick.
You have the remote-controlled missile. Good job. Now head for the first floor of the Shell 2 core. Take out the power source and make contact with the president before the launch code can be reconfirmed. Hurry.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, the other thing that I want to do, and I kind of deprive you guys of this, like I cut out a lot of the Rose stuff. I know some people are going to be upset by that, but we're going to save because she does have some dialogue stuff that could be beneficial for story.
Jack?
So go ahead and save it. Again, for some reason, if you save it right here, you're going to have to go and get that Nikita missile again. Unless if it was just my save file was glitched. Anyway, so much like in the first game, when you go to save, you're going to have a dialogue
Jack,
here.
have you remembered what day it is tomorrow?
No.
I see.
You said you had something you wanted to talk to me about? What was it?
We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Why does it have to be tomorrow?
So I can build up enough courage first. And so you won't run away.
I would never do something like that.
Liar. Every time I want to talk about something, you suddenly remember that you have some work you have to do, or you get a stomach ache.
Hey, that's not...
You know it's true. What are you so afraid of?
I'm not afraid of anything, and I won't try to run away.
Is that so? Well then, we'll talk tomorrow.
Yeah,
So you have to come back, okay?
I know.
Rose, you do know I'm on a life or death mission, right? Come on, Rose. I'm in the middle. I got some business. Oh, did you notice it says Snake now, not Pliskin? Can we just chat with Snake?
You've got rations. Rations are military food provisions capable of life recovery. Select a ration in the menu display and press the confirmation button for life recovery. If you equip yourself with rations, you can automatically recover life the moment it hits 0. Field rations are not just emergency food. For a soldier, it's a vital factor in maintaining combat efficiency. Rations are the result of concentrated research and development efforts on the part of the U.S. military's cooking laboratory. Together with calories, meticulous attention is focused on balanced nutrition. Freeze-dried, the rations are easy to carry and keep well. It ain't home cooking, but it'll satisfy your nutritional needs. What's on your mind?
Well, just between you and me,
Sure. What is it?
I prefer rations over Rose's home cooking.
Oh my god.
That
Damn.
bad, huh?
You know she can hear you, bro. They got relationship problems. I don't know if that was reflective of what was going on in the writer's life or what. But dude, things ain't good. Oh, don't call Stillman. They should just X that out or something, because Stillman, well, he got blowed up. Okay, so we're going to go up and we're going to rescue the Prez. Wait for the elevator here. Let's check out this room. Some neat doorways. Yeah. By the way, I've been modeling in Unity Engine a lot lately, and just doing this playthrough has been really inspiring for me. For a lot of the technical, or the technology, like the type of structures and pipes in the walls and things like that. Really neat stuff. We're going up to floor 1. Like, even though it kind of looks low resolution, it's still pretty high res, man. Like, these are at least 1080 textures. Something like that. We got more soldiers here. No, that's not a soldier. That's the Prez.
Who's there?
You can knock on the wall. I'm going to send him Morse code. I am going to save you. You can look that up. That's real Morse code. Okay, what else we got? Nothing here. This is neat, though. Let's check out some of these devices on the walls. Pretty low poly, but they've got nice trim to them, nice edges. Even though it is a lower resolution, it still looks really detailed and nice. And you can definitely tell a lot of these games from that era. There were some teams that just, man, they put so much attention into the details there. I didn't need to do this. Why did I just... I see a node and I immediately just run over and push buttons. But yeah, the thing what I was going to say is, like, you could really see the quality and the care, like just lining up UVs, the tiny little additions, like adding the Japanese style trash can next to the cold drinks vending machine. I mean, this is a great little lounge for soldiers, you know. One of the things that's really neat about these games is that they make the world feel lived in. Like, this is, soldiers would have this. They would have a little lounge area, you know. They'd probably have, like, you know, girly posters on the wall. They'd probably have, like, you know, vending machines. Stuff that soldiers would need to get by. Makes the place feel alive, lived in. It tells a little bit of a story. Actually, it's not for soldiers, it's for people who work on the big shell. All right, so we know where the Prez is at. Let's just go ahead and... I don't think there's anything to be worried about through here. But this game does like to trick you into thinking that you're safe. There is Nikita ammo there, but I think that we've already got enough ammo. It's not worth the risk of just even trying to go in there. First thing we got to do, if you guys remember these things, there's like these ventilation shafts. Now they're too high up. You can't like crawl through there, which doesn't make much sense. You should be able to. But there's another one up here, by the way. And I think you have to fire, if I remember correctly. Now it's been a long, long time, but I believe that if you fire one through here, you'll just hit that door. So you've got to use that ventilation shaft to get through. And I do remember, if I recall correctly, you have to do it through this one. We're going to try them all, but yeah, that's about eye level. So let's try it. If you remember from the first game, the Nikita missiles, they, yeah, you can like steer them. Am I going the right way? Oh, shizzles. Okay, let's try it again. I think I was onto something. I kind of waddle it a little bit back and forth just because otherwise it like takes off at 100 miles an hour and it's just way too freaking fast. We've got to get into that room though. There's stinger ammo. Oh, here we go. I believe it's this thing over here. Is this it? What am I doing? No! You blew it! You blew it, Raiden! If Snake were here, he wouldn't waste Nikita ammo. Well, I do have like 26 more rounds, so that's 26 more chances to screw it up, Raiden. Now, you got to be very careful here, by the way. Do not, under any circumstances, blow up the Prez. See, he's like looking around. What did I just say, Raiden? What did I
What the
just...
hell happened?
Yeah.
Right.
What the fuck, Raiden? I think it's also the panel that you have to fire through. I think I'm firing through the wrong one. Because it's too low to the ground when it gets into that room. I know that there's another one up here. We can try this one. Was that my first continue? No, it wasn't. I had one more when I was on that slippery bridge. With the bird poop and the flames. Let's go up. No, no, no. Too high, too high. Yeah, what's going on? Oh, come on, Raiden. You stink with the stingers. Or the Nikitas. Is the Nikita missile a real thing? Is that a thing? Oh, you know what? I think we got it though, dudes. I think we got it. Like, it's looking like... And then a left. Here we go. Yeah, we got it. Out of the way, Prez. This is it. This is it. What? Was he not across the room?
Raiden, what's going on?
Did he run right into the missile?
Raiden!
I take no responsibility for a guy who runs right at a Nikita missile. That was your own fault, dude. I'm gonna get punished for that. In my ranking. They give you a ranking at the end of the game based on how you perform. I think the highest is Foxhound. I'm not getting a Foxhound ranking. There's no fucking way after it. If I got the Prez running right into the missile. You're the freaking Prez. You'd think you would know better than to run into a remote control missile. Stay away. No, stay away. What are you doing? Get away, get away, get away. You get away from me. Stop it.
Stop it.
You stop it. Get out of the fucking way. There's a missile coming through. Don't run towards the thing I gotta explode. The hell's wrong with you, Prez? He's gonna do it again. Look. Stop it. Get out of the way, you dummy.
Raiden, is something wrong? Raiden!
I'm gonna give him one more chance. He freaks out and then runs directly at the missile. Wasn't I talking about how advanced the AI is? Come on. Come on, Prez. Just like close your eyes and sit in the corner. Don't do anything. Don't freaking move. Okay. Switch to the... Here we go. Nikita's. Yeah. Is it? Is it gonna... Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Okay. Can I go higher? Like to go over his head? No, we already tried this, dum-dum. All right. What about... Like, maybe the trick is... you gotta go when he's over there. Yeah. I got it. Even my Nikita missiles are stealthy after the third try. Okay, so now the floor shouldn't be electrified anymore. Yeah, let's check it. Look at that. All right. I'm pretty sure it's not electrified. We're going to find out. Hey, we're good. All right. Oh, this is a good cutscene.
President Johnson,
So you're finally here.
you've been expecting me?
Your equipment, that skull suit, isn't exactly standard military issue.
Are you all right, sir?
Is this some kind of sick joke? I thought you came to kill me.
He's got a death wish.
I'm prepared to face the consequences of my betrayal.
What are you... What the...
You're a man? Well, who are you?
Foxhound, sir.
Foxhound? I see. Now things are starting to make a little sense. Switch over to nano communication so nobody can listen in.
Yes, sir. Do you read me, sir?
Yes.
Mr. President, it's my understanding that the terrorists have managed to input the code sequence necessary for launching a nuclear strike.
Why didn't they
That's
just
correct.
call each other
I
earlier?
punched the sequence in myself.
You're working for them?
If you asked me 2 hours ago, my answer would have been yes. Right now, they're keeping me alive until my vital signs are reconfirmed.
They betrayed you?
I wouldn't quite put it that way. I wanted power. They sought destruction.
But why stoop to terrorism?
I wanted absolute power.
But you're the president. You have power.
No, I'm just a figurehead.
What?
I don't have any control. The real power is in the Patriots' hands.
The Patriots?
The truth behind this country. I'm not surprised you've never heard of them. Very few are aware of their existence, even among those with code word clearance.
Huh?
Politics, the military, the economy, they control it all. They even choose who becomes president. Putting it simply, the Patriots rule this country.
No.
Say what?
Hard to believe, isn't it? But it's the truth. The space defense, income tax reduction, and national missile defense programs. Every policy that's been credited to me was actually done according to their instructions.
Space defense was initiated by Congress.
That's what the Patriots want the country to believe. It's all a show. Democracy is just a filler for textbooks. Think about it. Do you actually believe that public opinion influences the government?
No.
This country is shaped and controlled as the Patriots see fit. The people are shown what they want to believe. What you call government is actually a well-staged production aimed at satisfying the public.
Huh?
Don't look at me like that. I'm legally sane, you know.
It's not your sanity that worries me.
But if that were true...
The Patriots. Even I don't know who the actual members are. Are they financial, political, or military leaders? No one knows who the Patriots really are. Even my instructions come from a cutout. All I've been told is that every key decision is made by a group of 12 men, known as the Wise Men's Committee.
Your office? The White House?
Merely puppets, pawns in a game. By pledging my loyalty, an insignificant son of a senator was awarded the presidency. Of course, that wasn't the only price I had to pay.
What do you mean?
Even if a pawn becomes a queen, it is still just a playing piece. I wanted to leave my own mark in history, but my ambitions were... You'll understand someday.
What? What will I understand?
I wished to be a member of the Patriots. I wanted to wield the power of a king instead of being an expendable pawn.
And that justifies acts of terrorism?
Yes. I'd intended to use the new Metal Gear as a bargaining chip.
Bargaining chip?
But I underestimated Solidus. He actually wants to challenge the Patriots, even if it means the destruction of the world.
What are you saying?
Whether you believe it or not, the balance of power rests in the hands of the Patriots. They regulate the country's various interests through controlled presentation, staging a drama that is palatable to the general masses. Can you imagine what would happen if they ceased to function? Picture a massive political vacuum, a space that every powermonger will try to fill for their own greedy ends. I'm talking about an unregulated power struggle, panic, civil war, chaos. Like it or not, the Patriots is an organization that must continue to exist.
So you changed your mind because you wanted to avoid global chaos.
Exactly. When I told Solidus that I wished to prevent disaster, he replied that pawns can never become players.
And who is this Solidus?
My predecessor, George Sears. That was the name the public came to know him by. I knew him by his code name, Solidus Snake. He was the third snake, preceded by Solid and Liquid, a survivor of the Les Enfants Terribles project. Neither solid nor liquid, he was a well-balanced masterpiece that the Patriots saw fit to entrust with the presidency. However, he fell out of grace with the organization 4 years ago. When acting on his own, he started an incident.
4 years ago. Shadow Moses.
Nice tie-in.
That's right. At the time, the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, together with certain influential parties, initiated the development of Metal Gear Rex and an advanced nuclear warhead. However, this did not fall in line with the Patriots' plans. What's more, Solidus decided on his own to send his most trusted man, Ocelot, to provoke Liquid Snake, bringing about the said incident. As a result, he succeeded in obtaining Rex and the data on the warhead. But in doing so, he ended up revealing the existence of both Rex and the Genome Army. a blunder that earned him the wrath of the Patriots. Shortly thereafter, Solidus was removed from the presidential office.
You'd think people would recognize the guy, you know, if he was the
I
president.
thought he resigned.
That's the story given to the general public. Following his resignation, the Patriots selected me, their new pawn, for the presidency.
But that would mean that the presidential race was...
That was quite a show, wasn't it? It was a well-scripted drama staged by the Patriots for the benefit of the public. Even the Democrats and Republicans were dancing to the Patriots' tune. Everything went according to plan, but for one exception. Following his resignation, Solidus' health was scheduled to fail him, bringing about his untimely death.
capped?
Correct. But before the Patriots could execute their plot, Solidus went underground with the help of Ocelot. As he avoided pursuit, Solidus gained control of Dead Cell, winning over Colonel Golukovich's outfit. From there, he bided his time, knowing that his opportunity would soon arrive.
What opportunity?
The completion of the new Metal Gear project, an opportunity that would even his odds against the Patriots. By stealing the Patriots' most valued project, he would be able to place them in a very uncomfortable position. It's the only chance he has for survival. Once he has the new Metal Gear, he'll declare war against the Patriots. Needless to say, he must be stopped.
Metal Gear is already operational.
No, not yet. What you saw was Metal Gear Ray, hijacked 2 years ago from the Marines by Ocelot. That was not the new Metal Gear.
Then where's the new Metal Gear?
Right here.
What?
You're standing in it. To be more precise, this entire big shell facility is the new Metal Gear.
What'd you say?
No, I'm quite serious. The upper structure that you've seen is camouflage, designed to represent an offshore cleanup facility. The main structure extends from the foundation all the way down to the ocean floor. The connecting elevator is located on the B2 floor of the Shell 1 core. Arsenal Gear. That's the code name for the new Metal Gear.
Arsenal?
That's right. Arsenal. We're talking about an impregnable fortress carrying a load of over a couple of thousand missiles, including nuclear warheads, all protected by a horde of mass-produced Metal Gear Ray units.
Mass-produced?
The Ray unit was originally designed for the Marines to be used as a countermeasure against the Metal Gear variations throughout the world. The Patriots had Ray redesigned to protect the new Arsenal Gear.
So now anti-Metal Gears are guarding a Metal Gear.
Ironic, isn't it? That's not all. Arsenal Gear has full access to the military's tactical network, giving it the ability to exercise absolute control over our nation's armed forces, not to mention our nuclear armament. In short, Arsenal was created to be the core of our country.
What kind of idiotic weapon?
Weapon? No. You're not seeing the full picture. Arsenal Gear is more than just a military tool. It is a means to preserve the world as it is. It will establish a new form of control. The Patriots will use it to keep their place as the country's true rulers. Right now, they feel pressured and threatened.
By what?
They fear an overabundance of digital information. The world will drown in the coming flood of information, and they along with it. The Arsenal plans include a system to digitally manage the flow of information, making it possible to shape the truth for their own purposes. In short, the Arsenal system is the key to their supremacy.
The key?
Yes, the GW system is the Patriots' trump card. Arsenal Gear will be fully operational when GW is successfully integrated. Once operational, it will be a completely new form of power for the Patriots to wield. I had hoped to seize the project from them, so that I would be in a strong bargaining position.
Bargain for what?
I'd hoped to trade my way into their ranks, but Solidus preferred rebellion. Outer Heaven, his plan to unleash a nuclear blast over the skies of Wall Street to break the Patriots' control over the business community, is also a key factor in his offensive effort.
Outer Heaven?
Listen, there isn't much time. The football served as the key for activating Arsenal Gear. I've already input the necessary code sequence. It won't be long before GW begins to establish connections with other external systems, and Arsenal gear becomes fully operational. Stop them before that happens. That is your role.
Roll?
You've got to find Emmerich. She's the only one who can stop that thing once it's been activated.
Emmerich?
She's the system programmer for Arsenal gear. I believe she's somewhere on level B1 in the core of this building.
I thought the levels below us were flooded.
I'm sure they won't let her die just yet, as she's the only remaining programmer for this project. According to Ocelot, she was being held in a locker room located in the northwest part of level B1. Cut transmission and get moving.
There's a lot of info there. That's a serious... Whew, some heavy stuff.
This is card 4. It'll give you access all the way to Emma's location. Give this to her when you find her.
What is it?
A program for disrupting the control functions between GW and Arsenal gear. Take Emma to the computer room on level B2, Shell 1 core. She'll know how to load the program into the main system.
A virus?
That's right, modeled after Foxdie, a biological weapon designed to selectively eliminate personnel with a specific genetic code.
But why do you have it?
The Patriots had it engineered as a failsafe, and Ocelot forgot to search me. You've got to hurry. That disk is the only way you're going to stop Arsenal. Well, I've told you everything you need to know. There's only one thing that remains to be done. Now, kill me.
What the?
There's no time to argue. The final check for my vital ID will start any second. If you kill me now, you'll at least prevent the nuclear strike.
Cut it out!
Do it! That's your role! Pull!
That's abusing your right to free speech, Mr. President. Or is it ex-president?
The president! Why did you...
Alas, my finger must have slipped.
Oh, it was Ocelot.
I'll see you around, carrier boy.
Forget him. He did us a favor. Without free will, there is no difference between submission and rebellion.
That line always stuck with me.
My only real choice is to put an end to this charade. Let me at least have the freedom to end it myself.
What are you...
Find Emma. Stop Arsenal. This is my last order as your commander-in-chief. I'm counting on you.
So it's interesting that in the old days, the threat was always something physical. It was like, they're developing a new technology. That technology is nuclear. We've got these bipedal tanks that can launch nuclear weapons from anywhere in the world and mask it so that they can't tell who's firing. And that was a serious threat, you know, especially for people who grew up in the previous generation. It was like the threat of nuclear war was something that just terrified people throughout, you know, all the 70s and 80s and whatnot. And so when this game came out, there was a bigger threat that we didn't realize was going to be such a big threat. And that was, you know, the advent of, well, I guess you would say the widespread growth of the internet and access to massive amounts of information. Even now, like, we have things like YouTube. There's so much misinformation. Who knows what's true anymore? And so what's really fascinating about this story is that this was written, I think, originally in like 2001, 2002. And it was kind of the early days of this, where it wasn't like, I guess, how do I say this? Like in the 80s and 90s, if you wanted to know what the sort of consensus or truth was, you had to believe what Merriam-Webster said or what the news said, or things like that. Now we don't really get our news that way. We kind of just tune into people reacting to world events, and they tell us what to believe. So like that's kind of a big threat, especially to something like the Patriots.
Colonel, the president is dead.
I see. I'm sorry to hear that.
Where do we go from here?
Your mission was to rescue the president and eliminate the terrorist threat. However, given the recent turn of events, we will honor the president's last directive. You must put a stop to Arsenal gear once and for all.
Do you actually think there's any truth to his story about this big shell facility being a front for Arsenal gear?
I don't have the security clearance necessary to verify the facts. However, he was the president. I'm sure he knew what he was talking about.
Aren't you forgetting that he was part of the terrorist plot?
All the more reason why I believe his information is reliable.
Huh?
We're talking about a man who chose to die rather than risk a nuclear holocaust. Thanks to his sacrifice, the Nuclear Launch Authority has shifted to the vice president, effectively eliminating the terrorist threat.
Colonel, when you put it like that, it almost sounds like I should have assassinated the president to eliminate the threat.
That was not my intention. I was trying to point out that there is certainly some credibility to the words of a man who chose death to protect the innocent.
The Colonel has a point, Jack.
What about the information he gave me on the Patriots?
That's a new one on me. I'll see what I can find out. Raiden, we're running out of time. Find Emma. She's supposed to be located on level B1, in the core of that building you're in, right? You've got to find her before Arsenal becomes fully operational.
Hurry, Jack.
It's up to you to make sure that the president didn't sacrifice his life in vain.
Understood. Raiden out.
Somebody call me? What's going on?
What's your status, Raiden?
Snake, the president, he's been assassinated.
What?
There was nothing I could do.
What about the nuclear strike code sequence?
He died before his vital ID could be reconfirmed.
Then the enemy's lost their nuclear strike capability.
But that Ocelot guy obviously killed the president on purpose.
Why?
It doesn't make any sense. They had to know that they couldn't launch the nuke if they killed the president.
Maybe there's a way to launch without reconfirming the vital ID.
Or maybe they found a more effective weapon within Arsenal gear.
You knew about Arsenal gear?
Yeah,
Why didn't you tell me about it?
you never asked.
Am I correct in assuming you also know that the big shell's a front for the project?
You mean, did I know that the Big Shell, a fully functional environmental cleanup facility, was designed to camouflage Arsenal gear? Yeah, I did. It's exactly what the President and Ames described, a massive cover story. The good news is that it hasn't really done much in terms of cleaning up the environment, so we won't have to worry about any toxic gas being released if we have to blow the house down.
Right. And when did you find out about all of this?
It took a while, but we uncovered the info around the time you took out that mad bomber. There's no doubt that Arsenal gear is being built here. Then it was all set up 2 years ago, on that day. All of it.
2 years ago. What really happened here?
The tanker
I
incident?
took these photos 2 years ago.
I know these pictures. They were on the news, on several websites. If I remember right, the reporters blamed you for sinking the tanker.
That's right. Otacon, me, we were used.
We'd hoped that by going public with photos of the new Metal Gear, we could persuade the government. At least that was the plan at the time.
I've gone through VR training of the tanker mission before.
Yeah? Well, I doubt it accurately simulates the events of that mission. I'd infiltrated the dummy tanker to obtain proof that a Metal Gear was under development. Shortly after I made it aboard, an armed group led by Colonel Gerlukovich raided the ship and gained control.
Olga and Ocelot were among the raiding party.
Yeah, and him.
Who are you talking about?
A man that was supposed to be dead.
Their target was also Metal Gear Ray. But Ocelot eliminated Colonel Gerlukovich and Marine Commander Scott Dolph, and he hijacked Ray.
So he betrayed them?
I don't know what kind of deal was going down. All I remember is what Ocelot said at the time. Something like, "I'm taking it back."
Ocelot then sank the tanker, along with the soldiers of the Marine Corps.
How did you manage to get out?
Otacon managed to have a small boat ready for me.
That was the easy part. The tough part was not getting dragged down with a sinking tanker. A small miracle when you think about it. It turned out that the whole thing was a setup to lure us. Photos of Snake, taken by the Cypher, were released to the public. In turn, we became the world's most wanted environmental terrorists.
It was definitely a move aimed at putting a stop to our anti-Metal Gear activities.
But why did they choose Snake?
Since the Shadow Moses incident, Snake became sort of a hero. I think the Patriots weren't too happy about that.
You knew about the Patriots?
Well, yes, to a certain degree.
It seems like everyone knows about them except me.
They didn't choose Snake to be a hero.
So they decided to do a smear campaign.
I think the Patriots wanted to make an example of him so everybody would think twice before opposing them.
That's it! They set all this up just to nail you guys.
No, there's more to it than that. The Marines' Metal Gear Ray project, headed by Commander Dolph, was carried out in opposition to the Navy's Arsenal Gear project. To be more precise, the Patriots considered Metal Gear Ray to be a thorn in their side. Hence, they attacked the dummy tanker and stole Ray. They followed this up with a perfect plan. They immediately sent a fully loaded tanker to the same location and sank it. Then set up the facility to camouflage the development of Arsenal Gear.
And we fell for it. 2 more puppets in their show.
Colonel Gerlukovich and his daughter Olga?
Both fell victim to Ocelot's plot.
Was Solidus behind all this? He used Ocelot to get hold of Ray, huh?
No, he was underground, keeping a low profile at the time.
Then it must be the Patriots.
If that's the case, what's Ocelot doing alongside Solidus?
Forget it. We're wasting time. We can figure this out later. The nuclear strike's been prevented, but Arsenal still has a massive payload of missiles to deal with.
Right. If the opposition gets control of those missiles.
Raiden, you've got to find Emma.
Wait a second. Isn't Emma Emmerich?
My sister.
What's she doing here?
You got me. She's a computer whiz who specializes in neural AI and ultra-variable volume data analysis using complex logic. How she got involved in weapons development is beyond me.
Whatever her reasons, we need her in order to stop Arsenal.
Raiden, find her.
I'm on my way.
So perhaps it's just me. Perhaps it's, my analytical mind. But I found that specifically with the Metal Gear games, there's a consistency to each of the stories where when you get halfway through the game, they kind of crank up the conflict a little bit more. And one way that they do that is that they reveal that something that you thought was a threat is not the same threat, or it's not the same. So there's elevated stakes. There's also questions. The creators, the writers, they have to keep track of what questions does the reader, the viewer, the watcher, what questions do they have in mind throughout the story? I actually found that after writing about 4 books, I started doing this too. So I keep kind of a note on my plot threads as to what does the reader know at this point and what questions does the reader have at this point. And it's kind of interesting that they answer some questions at certain points throughout the story, and then they kind of leave a lot of other things to, it's a breadcrumb kind of a technique in terms of writing a story. This game does it so well, though. I mean, like the things that we're not sure about, first of all, is like, how threatening is this Arsenal Gear? Ooh, wait a second. How in the hell? I can't get across there. Am I going the wrong way? Do I have to go down? Where am I going? Let's double check, because there's no way I can get across there. Like, why is Ocelot working for Solidus?
Locate Emma Emmerich and have her put the President's disc to use. Emma is on B1 of the Shell 2 core.
Okay.
The clock is ticking. Locate her before Arsenal Gear goes online.
Oh, it's because I have the new... Cancel.
I see a lot of birds over there.
Yeah?
The tanker accident 2 years ago released crude oil containing massive quantities of endocrine disruptors.
Yes, obviously.
The fish that absorbed them were then eaten by seagulls, which further concentrated the endocrine disruptors in their bodies. What sort of outcome this will lead to is still currently under review and is yet unclear. It just goes to show that finishing the cleanup of ocean oil spills does not mean that environmental restoration efforts end there as well.
Okay. So other questions. Why is Ocelot working with Solidus? What? If Solidus is working... obviously, I think Ocelot is working with the Patriots. We know that at this point. But why then is he supporting Solidus's betrayal of the Patriots? For instance. And so, like, there's a lot of that kind of question. It's in a lot of ways, dudes, Metal Gear is just soap opera for dudes, in a way. It's like in a military level, or a theme, I guess you'd say. It's like a superhero mixed with... military with soap opera levels of drama. Like, this character died. No, wait, why is he in alliance with this person that we know is evil? They do this throughout all of the trailers and everything. And this is what kind of makes a lot of their campaigns masterful. Like when you're learning about new games that are coming out in the series, for instance, there's this very much like a what is going on kind of a question. And that what is going on makes people Google it. And when they start Googling it, they start speculating. And so one of the things that's brilliant about it, because it's free marketing. It's free marketing for Kojima because, and he knows this, by creating that speculation, there's free marketing because all these YouTubers are going to go out and make videos about it. Even if they don't care about it. It's like they know people want to know. It's human nature to want to know what the heck is going on. Who's calling? Who is this? Who it is?
Raiden, are you reading me?
Yeah.
This is Otacon. What's your situation?
Wet and miserable. This place is flooded. The seawater that's been pumped up is pouring into the building.
I see. Listen, there's something I have to tell you about EE.
Don't worry about her. I'll get her out.
She's afraid of water.
Damn.
What?
Yeah. When she was 6 years old, she almost drowned with my father in our swimming pool.
She can't swim?
Well, yes and no. We used to swim a lot together when we were kids. In fact, she swam like a fish until that day when she almost drowned. When the accident happened, I was in my room. I learned later that EE was calling me for help. She didn't doubt for a minute that I'd be there. You could see the pool from my room, but I didn't realize at the time that she needed my help.
What were you doing?
I was...
So Emma survived the ordeal.
Yeah, but my
Privacy.
father didn't.
So you blamed yourself and left your family.
No. EE seems to believe that was the case. The fact is, I betrayed her.
And you think she can't swim because of the traumatic experience?
I haven't seen her since that day, but yes, I think so. I got a letter from Julie, her mother, after they moved back to England. In her letter, she mentioned that EE couldn't swim anymore, that she refused to even wear a bathing suit.
Damn, if she still can't swim, we're in trouble. Level B1 in the core is pretty much flooded.
Look, maybe you can help her overcome the trauma.
You want me to help her get over it?
Well, it's still gonna take some time to repair the Kamov.
Sorry, kid. Emma's rescue is up to you.
Thanks. An underwater mission. Well, this is a first. Look, I'll see what I can do.
I suggest that you drum the map of the building into your head, because you won't have time to look at it when you try to bring Emma out.
I'm counting on you, Raiden.
I covered most of the core when I had to take out the C4s. If there's anything you need to ask me, call me on the Kodak.
I'll do that.
So from a game design standpoint, it was kind of smart that they made you go down here to get that Nikita missile, because it gives you at least an idea, an understanding of the layout down here, which you kind of need to know if you're going to do this. If you're going to do this. Now, what I can't remember, though, is where that... Is this a level 8? No, it's a B1C. I don't know what that means. We're looking for that. Oh boy. Is this the right way? I'm trying to find this. Is this the hatch? Or is it a level 3? We're gonna try. Can I open this? Yeah. This is it. Look at that. Look at that, dudes. That was kind of an accident. I would imagine that for a first-time player, you might get a little lost going through there. How in the hell are you supposed to know? Oh. That's the bombs expert guy. Oh, this is where he bit it. Stillman. Poor Stillman. You know, before I go and rush this, I'm gonna just... I told you guys I'm gonna play it safe. So, get a little extra O2. It turns you around. That did not save me any time at all. I don't think that saved me at all. Oh, wait, look, there's another... here we go. Let's get some more O2. Okay. Okay. And... Hey, turned around, turned around, turned around every now and then. Oh, man. I'm so turned around. Okay. This way is the way I came. And then I believe it's up to the right. Yep. Yep. Hey, look at this. Look. Oh, stingers. Give me them stingers. There's something else up here. A PSG-1T. That's the tranquilizing sniper rifle. Come on, get up over there. Is this my door? This is my door. Hurry it up. If you punch the button faster, he opens it faster. And then it didn't actually open faster. Yeah, come on, come on, come on. Why did he let go? I don't get that. But at least they're giving us some O2 right away here. And a ration. I like that. Very generous with the rations. Good. And what do we got here? That's back the way that we came. Hey, we're already through. Good thing we brought our level 4 keycard. By the way, this one, they don't make you switch to the keycard. Like, if you've got it in your inventory, that's all you need. Pretty handy. Oh boy. Oh damn. We're in trouble.
Still ticking, huh?
Unfortunately, haven't had no vacancies.
The way they explain his power doesn't explain any of this. Now, we still won't know until the fourth one. The fourth game. Which we're going to play next, by the way, right after this one.
I thought so. Human muscles are quite eloquent. They speak out clearly what a person's next move will be. They even tell me which way a gun is going to be pointed before the trigger is pulled. But your muscles, they're different. This should be fun.
Power.
Well worth the wait.
His muscles are different? You weirdo.
You knew I was coming?
You've become a nuisance. I can't let you interfere with arsenal gear. The girl is just ahead. She is of no use to us now. But she served us well as the live bait for the big catch. Crazy Ivan sometimes speaks the truth.
The big catch.
Emma's alive?
She was some time ago. But the flooding has become quite serious. I wouldn't be surprised if she's a mermaid now.
What?
Did you really think killing the president would prevent a nuclear strike? Think again.
I didn't do it.
Arsenal is still armed with a purified hydrogen bomb.
Purified hydrogen bomb?
See, Ocelot's going to betray Dead Cell too.
This is no ordinary nuclear bomb. This weapon is capable of heavy hydrogen nuclear fusion using lasers and magnetics to generate heat-insulated compression. It was a top-secret project initiated by the current president, and Solidus has no idea of its existence. The clean thermonuclear bomb is at an experimental stage and is handled differently. Specifically, it becomes launch-capable when Arsenal is activated. A nuclear threat still exists. 6 months ago, we lost everything we believed in. We were abandoned to take the fall in their cover-up. We were labeled as killers, responsible for the mass murder of civilians as well as our own allies. And the public believed every word, turning a deaf ear to whatever we had to say to the contrary. Our only goal is to wipe them from the face of the earth and destroy this world of deceit they have created along with them.
You're insane.
Insane? We might be the only ones telling the truth.
Damn.
Final check for activating Arsenal has been completed. All Arsenal personnel report to your stations.
Well, it sounds like Arsenal's ready to go into operation.
Damn it!
You're still hoping that the girl can install that virus you're carrying around, aren't you?
You know?
Everyone knows.
It's a shame you're not going to be around long enough to hand her the program. That isn't seawater, you know. It's a byproduct of the microbes contained in the pool. Buoyancy is practically non-existent thanks to the high oxygen content. Once you fall in, you don't come up. Take a good look at your grave. Show me what you've got.
I would love to show you what I got, Vamp, but guess what? We've got to cap this episode. There's a nice little clincher for you. Come on back next time. We're going to fight Vamp. And, dude, this guy, they've built him up a lot. Like, it's not just, hey, you know, you walk into a room and here's this tough guy. No way, man. Like, we've seen this guy run up walls. We've seen him, like, walk on water. He's got a crotch knife. I'm scared. Let's find out if we can beat him in next episode. All right.